Continuing from the space mission, I had a lot of ideas written in the book, a lot of it. Some of it, yeah, very good and proven. Okay, and I sent all that information to NASA free of charge. Actually, the Australian Space Mission a long time ago. Don't know what they've done with that information. Actually, they probably got it on the shelf somewhere. But what I do know is that there's a lot of people in history that got ideas like that, like they have, and in the future too, today. So I don't know if anyone knew of these ideas in history on that, or would in the future. So I wrote the book and said it there. I said, if they know that, they know. If they don't, they're gonna know now. Okay, so but what I do know is that short time later, I saw them doing things that through my theories, my ideas. That tells me it can't be a fluke. So something happened there. Anyway, actually got the book on live on I think on YouTube, and that will show you that I'm not kidding you. So here, okay, in one of my theories back there, I think this one was thought of a long time ago before me. I think I got this idea roughly. I read a little bit of it, not much. I'm not sure how much is there. I think this idea was actually way back in history. I'm not sure by her. It's not originally mine, I don't think, or unless it is. But well, the whole book is based on that theory. Okay, but yeah, but there's a lot of things happening, not just that. Okay, so that idea may come from someone in history. I don't know who. I forgot. It might. Don't know. Got to look into it. But the idea is to build civilization up there in space. Okay. So continuing from the previous video, they can actually do that. Okay, with the technology they got today, I showed them a lot of um, things concerning that in my ideas. They will know if it works or not. I just give them ideas. They will know how to create it for real with their experience and the technology and all that. If it can work, whatever, blah blah blah. They know, not me. I gave them the ideas, okay, which a lot of industry could have gave them similar or different or whatever. Don't know. But I mean, so the idea is to build civilization right up there, okay, in space, okay, and they can do that today. Okay, they can do it very easy. Now, what takes place here is that that's how the kingdom of heaven comes, according to the scriptures. Because God can do it in many ways that He chooses, mind you. He can just snap His finger, it comes exactly how He says, parable. But I mean, you freak everyone else. But He can actually make a building like that. He's God, but we can't do that. Buildings don't fly. Okay. Well, I don't know about the future, but they don't fly now, so we can't do that. But God, yeah, expect anything. But doesn't mean He will do it that way. According to Scripture, it can be done in many ways. Okay, and the best way that I know, being a human, is to actually create the situation coming out of heaven. If you know the Scriptures carefully, you can translate it that way. For example, what I said to you previously, by the Creator's hand, that you travel in time, the present stops, and the Creator creates life in the past. Then the present has stopped, then wiped off the map, and the present begins. So on. And as I told you that He can actually create the present, past, and future also if He does it that way. To be near everywhere so He can travel in time and space. It's not actually to travel there in time and space with the machine. No, He can actually do it as long as God interferes here. You can actually do it with a space shuttle. And you can actually do it in the same galaxy. Not now, because it doesn't exist now, but when it exists. Okay? You can actually do it with a plane. Not now, because it doesn't exist right now. Okay? You can do it with a plane when it exists, not now. Okay? So I want to show you how. NASA knows I've shown them the information. Although there's a big thing involved in there, and it's going to take so long that's not funny for that to happen. So long, we're talking about so long in the future, even though technology is increased powerfully now. Okay, so by creating space stations, for example, how you call it, Earth, Earths, as in places to live in Mars, in other planets. Okay, they've got technology. Once they do that and it fills up all the planets, space stations, whatever, then all they have to do is create air in space. Okay, once they create air in space, say up to our galaxy, and a way that doesn't escape our galaxy, I'm not sure. There's in the future, they will be able to do that and keep it in our galaxy, for example, or actually, if they can, fill up the whole universe, which is going to take like so long. It's not funny unless they have a quick method or I don't know, anything possible in the future. So once it's filled with oxygen, then you don't need rocket ships up there to travel. You can use them, but no, you just use the same principle of the rocket ship or space shuttle to get out of the planet Earth into orbit, because there's some sort of gravity line, whatever it is, I don't know what they call it, that can actually blow up this space shuttle because of the gravity, whatever it's called. So they just have to get from Earth into orbit. Once they get into orbit, you can use planes and helicopters driving there. We're talking about, people think today is madness. In the future, it can come about pretty easily. So you've got a whole, Air Force, hopefully not for war, but, things like airplanes and not ships because there's no water there, okay, but airplanes going up there instead of shuttles, which is much better because they work effectively, more better than rocket ships at this present time. So in the future they will work even better than what the spaceships can work in the future if they create it. It's a fact that planes work a lot better than space shuttles. Yeah, there's been hardly any accidents compared to rocket ship, is that right? Of course, there's been less rocket ships probably tested than airplanes, okay, and helicopters. So, by creating oxygen, it's very easy to do. I've got to look into my own how to do, although it can take a long time for that to happen. You can't just do it overnight when you don't know, okay, how, because it just doesn't happen. So, what does that tell you? It tells you that the kingdom of heaven coming on earth basically means that is coming on earth in that translation, because the only part of civilization here on earth is on planet Earth at the moment, not on the galaxy, unless there's something there that's not mentioned. Okay, so when Mars is occupied and other planets, especially when there's oxygen, it joins right onto the planet, it becomes part of Earth, because it's not part of Earth now, but it will be when it's taken over. Simply because the same kind of thing will happen in history. When people started off civilization, when was it? Mesopotamia, if you know your history, that's where civilization began, coming out of the Garden of Eden. Then they spread all over the world. At that time, it was no different than today. At that time, they had no idea about what we're talking about today, except if they were very wise in, not astronomy, but in the ways of God and astronomy, for example. Some may have known something or a lot, but not compared to today. So, for example, if you look at the translation of the King James Version, and there's many of them, you will see that some people call themselves aliens. Some call themselves foreigners, which is the exact same translation. Not necessarily the same meaning today. Can mean the same, but no. Aliens give me a lot of things. Foreigners give me a lot of things. When you trace the language between history to today, and maybe the future, you don't know what's going to happen. So what they meant by then is they were aliens. And another translation would translate it as foreigners at the same place, same meaning, okay, except different time or periods of translation. Basically means that they were foreigners or aliens coming from Genesis, as in the Garden of Eden, which was in another dimension at the place of Mesopotamia. No one knows exactly where the doors were, but it was another dimension. It's obvious because they've searched everywhere, they haven't found it. Okay, so it's another place. I call it dimension, although it may be a total different name, I don't know, God knows, total different thing, we don't know, God knows, but to explain this better so people can understand, it's in another place, another dimension right here. It's probably the best translation anyone can give you. So the doors have been shut, and you can't see it, don't know where it is, because it's in another place, and the way I can explain it is in parable only. I can explain it, I don't know its meaning, but doors open, and you enter in, doors shut, and you can't get in. Can't see the doors or nothing, it's shut. Powers of God. Okay, so according to the scriptures, as I'm doing actually whole research on that, and so far I've gone up to, I think, some of the days just a little bit past Moses from the Bible, and it proves the fact what I said. Proves it through the Bible itself, the translation, the Bible itself, history books, encyclopedia, and many other ways, even maps, proves that life became Mesopotamia, and that Mesopotamia was Greek territory. Thank you. Back then, to a very long time, not sure how long, but a very long time, for thousands of years. Eventually, others took it over. I think the Turks took it over. But anyway, I think it's in Turkey or near Israel somewhere. In Israel, okay. It's part of Israel, I think. Yeah, anyway, maybe not today's Israel, but anyway, back then. But anyway, a bit complicated after. It's about near there or in Israel. I have to look at it, be careful, I'm not sure exactly at this present time, but it's part. But also, I think, actually, I think Mesopotamia is near Israel, part of Greek territory, but back then. But the thing is, back then, Mesopotamia was a big place and joined all the way into Israel. It's part of Israel, yet part of Greece, I think. Anyway, you've got to look that up in the map. May not be accurate what I said, but everything else is like civilization began in Mesopotamia, and they were Greeks. So by saying this, there was no civilization elsewhere apart from nature. Humans began in Mesopotamia after the Garden of Eden. They spread worldwide. We're all Greeks, in other words. And I proved that in a study that we do already, and we're only up to the days of Moses here. Of course, that's the most important part, because it began after Genesis, not now, but before. It already proves it 100% with all these methods. So, what people, in some translations, in some books, because there were many versions of the King James Version of the Bible that came out, and at least two, one says alien, one says foreigner. So this translation is that came from Garden of Eden. Okay, that's what they mean, obviously, because it just came out of there. Adam and Eve was kicked out. It's obvious he means that. Okay, it's just obvious. Okay, so if you think about it, it's obvious. Okay, so they spread it. So every time they spread it, they will believe they found a new land, as in new world. No different that we believe that up there is a different world, see, as in Mars. No different than that, absolutely no different back then, because they didn't have the understanding of what we have today. It's just that's in the same place as planet Earth. They did eventually, when they figured it out, that it was around the world, but they didn't travel far. They only traveled around Europe, because they thought the world was flat. They didn't want to go there. So they thought the whole cosmos was flat, in other words. The whole cosmos up there. So they think we found a new world. So the translation comes out according to the prophets and people of God, because God's translating them, but they're not understanding God exactly what he means by aliens or foreigners or something like this. So it's translated as it is, exactly pinpoint actually to how God wants it, but the people understanding now aliens is in another world up there. But it's exactly planet Earth. Only when it's joined into a different country, just like they found a different country there around Europe, spread it different places, then it basically means that when we spread up there in Mars, it becomes part of Earth, it becomes another world, as in planet Earth territory, obviously, because Earth will own it there. Doesn't own it now, but when we get there, we will own it, therefore it becomes no different than a different country, in other words, except we will call it a different world, as in planet Earth's territory. So when the scripture says that new heaven and earth came out of heaven and sat on the earth, God does it this way. I'm not saying he will, but if he does it, it's a matter of building the situation, a matter of creating it. The Creator says, the word, what I'm telling you, just came out of heaven, and just right now build new heaven and earth, because that's what the word says. The word goes around, and then if people start doing this, they start making this. It's already happened, that they build life on earth. Because we are the workers for it. God gave us the mind to work with him. In Genesis, he said, take care of the earth and look after it. He also said that after Genesis. After as well. So it basically means you can join with Genesis. Basically means that when we progress in technology, we're still working. The word's still out there. See, the word, for example, we spoke the word now. We're all speaking together. Father, bring new heaven and earth right now here. Well, it's here. So where is it? Well, it's coming. It takes a long time because if we create it this way, it's going to take a long time to get to the next stage, to create the next invention and the next one. Okay, suppose to say these weren't created, they're created now. So they're not here now. It takes a long time. Once the time passes and all this study happens and all these things that the Word has said, we're working on it, suppose to say it took 100 years or whatever. And now it's that period of time come out of absolutely nothing, out of heaven, see. So I'm in the camera here, okay, but in reality we know how long that takes to make them, okay. So in reality, how we know how long that takes, it's going to take that long, with a short meaning a long time, but that long to get to the next level, next level, next step, next level, until we build all life up there, and then the kingdom of heaven has just come up and sat there, Creator's hand, because we made in His image. It's obvious to me anyway, because it will be obvious to you if you just listen to what I'm telling you, because God created planet Earth and the whole cosmos, yet we haven't found no life anywhere yet in other parts of where NASA has travelled. Never tells me one thing only: planet Earth has life here. Other parts of the cosmos, not relevant to whether it is or not. I don't care. God knows I've been there, but I mean, different. Okay, so what basically telling you is not because God create life everywhere, but what is He telling you? He's telling you they're half finished. Go and finish them. See if you take after me. All the way through Scripture, it says become more like Jesus Christ. Thank you. It doesn't say to become more like Satan and blow everything up. It says He who destroys the earth, God will destroy him. So by these Scriptures, you can clearly understand that God can finish the job up there easy like that, 6 days. He created the whole thing, the whole cosmos. Easy, but left it unfinished to see if we are determined enough to take after Him as His sons and daughters. Not only in creating, but in personality, in love, in faithfulness. And no use doing all that and being evil now because they say, what are you doing? That's my kingdom, not yours. And people say, but we just created it. No. You just work for God because He already created absolutely nothing, thank you. And put it up there and told you to see if you can take after Him. And it's telling you that through me now, inspired by the Holy Spirit. So, this is not created by anyone other than God. You said, but the cup manufacturers do that. No. They took that out of the ground, thank you, or out of the tree, whatever. I'm not sure where they got it. They made it, not me. So whatever they got it from something that God already created, thank you. Therefore, it's got no copyright other than God's copyright on it. You can put copyright on it if you want, or publishing rights, so God doesn't mind, but, so you can, whatever, do with it, but He gives it to you. He gave you the ideas and whatever to make it, that's fine. But in reality, God owns it because He owns the whole cosmos, where He created everything out of absolutely nothing. Not darkness, not void, not anything. If you go back there, in verse 1 of Genesis, it says, and God created the heavens and earth, full stop. Don't worry, but the next scripture hasn't come yet. God created the heavens and earth, full stop. So it's saying to you there that in verse 0, nothing. Well, is there something there? Is there a scripture there? No, there isn't. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing there. There's nothing there. Nothing there. But verse 1 shows the rest of Genesis. In the created saying there is the part that everything, but when He created everything in 6 days, and the rest of the 7 comes out of 0. See, because 1 cannot start before 0. There has to be 0, then 1 begins. And in 0, there's absolutely nothing there. No scripture, nothing there, no life. And what does He say there? God's wise in how He titles that. Genesis, beginning. There you go, beginning. 0 time 1. It began from nothing to 1 is saying. Beginning. Begins in 0 time. 0 time. And life began in verse 1. Created in verse 1, all the way to 6 days, and on the 7th day rested as the rest of the scriptures come out. Okay, so what did I mention that part for? There was a reason for it. Oh mate, I forget a lot of things. Funny, I didn't forget, but anyway. So is then. So God owns everything because He created everything out of absolutely nothing. In verse 2, I think 2 or 3, I think in 2, He says there was darkness, void. He says there was something else, I forgot. Emptiness, whatever he said, I don't know what he says there. No, not emptiness. Void, darkness, and something. See, it started in verse 1 before verse 1, because it's clearly said that there was darkness and void there, and something else. I forgot what that is. So if there was darkness, close the light, darkness. Talking about nighttime, that he created that later. Okay, we're talking about nighttime. Darkness is something created already. So is void, and something, whatever, especially what it says next. It means it was destroyed. It's over. Okay, it's dark. It's darkness. It's void. There's no life there, but there's still something there, as in darkness and void, as whatever else it says there. I forgot. So basically means if there's something there, who created that? It basically means if he began later on in verse 3 or 4, whatever it was, it means that he's not the creator, because in verse 2 it says darkness, void, whatever was there. So who created that before God? If God wasn't God. Now I'm not saying he's not God, but he is, because in verse 1 he makes it clear. In the beginning God created the heavens and earth. So therefore, before verse 2 he actually created the void and the darkness and whatever was there. Then we begin as he creates this planet. Fixes it up, rebuilds it. Because in chapter 2 it was darkness and void. It means destruction, death. Something happened in verse 1. It was wiped off the map. I won't get into detail why. Okay, so we've got a period of 6,020 years approximately. Today the creation was created. Nothing else. Nothing else. Believe me, nothing else. Why? Verse 0. Nothing else. There are things there, evidence, I know that, but you don't understand the power of God like I do and what He has done. I've revealed what He has done there. And if people read it, will marvel. It proves that it's 0 time. Before Genesis 1, although you may see evidence there, we might get into that slightly today. There's been billions and billions of years before that. Dinosaurs, that's where, because between 0 to 1 is nothing. In other words, created that so fast and destroyed so fast, point 1 of a second becomes nothing. Created 6,020 years ago, not before. Because God got you marveling over nothing. Because He created it dead, directly into death, skeletons and bones. In verse 1, if you want to understand it that way. And it looks like they're there for billions of years. To make you marvel, He makes it clear in the Bible. Because people disobeyed Him, He had them over to pagan worship, thank you. And it basically means He mixes up the language to communicate. Basically means He's a hard God. And what you're understanding in pagan worship doesn't mean anything of it. Because He handed you over to pagan worship because of your disobedience, everybody's disobedience back then, whatever. And you're wandering on the earth saying pagan worship is correct. No, it's not. Because you're not understanding it. You're understanding pagan worship. Just like you're understanding astronomy and what's out there in the dinosaur area. He creates a situation. 620 years ago, if this was a dinosaur, He always just created and put on the earth. Dead, not living. He never lived. Dead. Skeleton bones, and there you find it. Man, this is good. Trying to say this city for thousands of years. Now God created it for you to think that, because it's a hard God, and He hands you over to pagan worship, as in astronomy, atheist, whatever he was, pagan worship, because He demands obedience. So life did not begin billions of years ago, I just showed you. It began 6,020 years approximately. No one knows exactly because the calendars have been mixed up, it's about the time. And I showed you in a previous video how to actually prove that, exactly prove it, what I just said. Even with the Big Bang Theory, that you are misunderstanding everything. The Big Bang Theory, you are understanding it as pagan worship or as something that doesn't exist there. It's absolutely nothing. I'll prove it to you. I'll do it right now, here and there. Okay? It's only 6,020 years ago. It doesn't matter what you see there. So because what you're seeing there, if you focus in the Big Bang Theory, is explosion. Life didn't begin with an explosion, thank you. You take your atomic bombs, blow everything up, you're not going to save anybody, you're going to kill everybody, thank you. Bombs kill their own. They do not create life. It's the opposite of that. It creates life, and still at creator's hand. Okay. So I'll show you how the Big Bang Theory works. I know better than all of you put together. Not because I did the study, but through God. I did not study other than what you told me the name, Big Bang Theory. No, it doesn't sound right. So it does, but not the way you translate it. So you go back in time, billions of years, wherever you went. I'm not sure how far you went. And what you see there, you see the Big Bang Theory. Handed over to pagan worship, thank you. So you've gone all the way down to billions of years ago. And you see the Big Bang Theory, so life began there. Billions of years ago. You did it, I'll show you. Billions of years ago. But you've seen that on telescope and there's evidence. People say, yeah, man, what's going on here? Handed over to pagan worship. So for you to get out of that trap, I'm going to show you how, because I came here to help you. I wish you to focus your telescope, but you have to do it exactly where it is, because the calendars have been lost, and you've got such a bit. I'm not sure how much, maybe more or less, I don't know. It depends how much the calendars have been lost in history. I wish to go towards this date to 6,020 years ago now. Don't worry if that's right or wrong, just do what I'm saying. Go to 6,020 years ago, approximately. Search a little bit, you're going to find. You have to search very carefully because there's going to be one, I don't know how long, it could be longer or shorter, God knows, but I estimate just 1 second or even less than that. Even less. If it's 1 second, God's be graceful to you. Could be even less. Go there, find that particular point of time, and you're going to see something there. Before we go there, go back to billions of years ago, and you're going to see beyond that now. What do you see? You would tell me you see absolutely nothing. There's nothing there. I told you there's nothing there. What did you say? There's nothing there? Just a Big Bang Theory? There's nothing there. I agree. Nothing there. Absolutely nothing. You see nothing, man. Okay, you said, but we saw the Big Bang Theory. Okay, that's after the nothing. You see the Big Bang Theory. Big explosion. So now you're seeing a big explosion. Now we go back to 6,020 years, find the exact spot. You're going to see exactly what you see up there. That's absolutely nothing. You've got to search for it and find it. So you see the Big Bang Theory and absolutely nothing. So where does your evidence say to me now and everybody that, and I'm not talking about through the dead man bone skeleton that you're seeing on the earth, because that's not the Big Bang Theory, that's the dinosaur theory, okay? So I want you to look at the Big Bang Theory now, only the Big Bang Theory, and prove to me that when you see from that nothing 6,020 years ago to billions of years ago that you're seeing life there. What does the telescope show you that sees life? You can't even see planets there. All you're seeing is a big explosion, which is death, not life. Well, show me the evidence. I'm talking about not bullshit to me, because God will come hard. Show me the pure evidence that before 6,020 years ago, you're seeing not the Big Bang Theory, you're seeing life there. Not even life, you just show me a planet. Show me a star. Show me something. Show me some evidence. You won't, because it doesn't exist. What you're seeing is an explosion. So, God begins life 2 billion or whatever thousand years ago. Dinosaur areas, but wipes it off the map with the explosion. Doesn't want it to be, in other words, never did. Comes to 6,020 years ago, creates life, and you become now whatever you call it, find dinosaurs there that were already dead before they even lived. All you've seen is an explosion. You haven't seen any life there. You see nothing. Nothing before that. Nothing there until life began. It began exactly 6,020 years ago, thank you, not before. Before, it's just a bluff if you want to understand that. Understand it that way, as in billions of years or whatever it is, I don't know how much, as an explosion. Well, show me your telescope, show me planets there and whatever. All it shows is fire, man. Death, an explosion. Doesn't show you nothing. So it comes, ends, finish, back to nothing. And God caused that explosion to show you what I'm talking about. Hands you over to pagan worship because people didn't obey him or show me what it is. Now begin life again after that nothing. Now it begins. Now life begins. You got the beginning. Didn't begin there. It's just a bluff. Okay. 0, 1 begins there. Life. 6,020 years approximately. Thank you. Look at your telescopes. Carefully look at the Big Bang Theory. I'll tell you, people point accurate. I understand it better than all of you, and I haven't even read it. I read nothing about it other than the title that says Big Bang Theory, or rather been told about it. Didn't read anything about it. And I know more than you because I've got God up here to translate it for me. I don't need your books. Okay, thank you very much. I don't know it myself, I know it through the Holy Spirit. So, it never began billions of years ago. It began 6,020 years ago, thank you. By God himself creating everything. Okay? Thank you for listening.